NASA is aiming to send astronauts back to the moon, because that is what President Trump set as the destination of the agency's human spaceflight program during his first term. On December 11, 2017, Mr. Trump signed what the White House called Space Policy Directive 1, which stated that the United States will lead the return of humans to the moon for long-term exploration and utilization, followed by human missions to Mars and other destinations. The people attending Mr. Trump's signing of the directive included Buzz Aldrin, the second person to step on the moon during the Apollo 11 mission after Neil Armstrong, and Harrison Schmitt, an astronaut on Apollo 17, the last time people were on the moon. 3 reasons are often offered for NASA to send astronauts back to the moon. Much knowledge about the solar system can be gleaned from the moon, especially in the eternally shadowed craters in the polar regions that appear to hold frozen water. The moon is the logical next stop for astronauts. The United States needs to get back to the moon before China gets there. For a couple of decades after the Apollo moon landings, not many people paid much attention to the moon. The moon was a been there, done that place, a lifeless, airless world of rocks and dust, and not much else. Scientists and NASA look to explore Mars and other planets. The discovery of frozen water in the craters rekindled interest in the moon. Moon water could simplify astronaut missions going there. Humans need to drink water to survive, and water molecules can be split into hydrogen and oxygen. Oxygen provides air to breathe, and hydrogen and oxygen can also be used as rocket propellants to return home to Earth or to travel elsewhere in the solar system. Layers of ice in the craters could also provide a history of the solar system, much as ice cores from Greenland and Antarctica provide a record of Earth's climate. Spacecraft like Athena, the Intuitive Machines mission, whose fate was uncertain after a moon landing attempt on Thursday, aim to advance those goals. The rapid rise of China's space program has also set the stage for a new space race. At the Commercial Space Conference in Washington in February, Bruce Babin, a Texas congressman who is chairman of the House Committee on Science, Space and Technology, raised the specter of "no trespassing" signs on the moon written in Chinese. "My top priority is ensuring that U.S. astronauts return to the lunar surface, and that we do so before the CCP," Mr. Babin said, using the initials for Chinese Communist Party. Whether Mr. Trump still wants to go to the moon is less certain. During his campaign, his inaugural address in January, and his address to Congress, Mr. Trump has mentioned planting a U.S. flag on Mars. He almost never talks about the moon anymore. Elon Musk, the chief executive of SpaceX and a key advisor to Mr. Trump, says the moon is a distraction, even though SpaceX has a multi-billion-dollar NASA contract to build the landers that are to take astronauts to the moon's surface as part of the Artemis program. Let's pause for a few seconds and give me a like for this video. Thank you so much. While Elon Musk's visionary drive toward Mars ignites the soul, evoking dreams of crimson horizons and humanity's multiplanetary destiny, the moon is no mere distraction. It is our cosmic crucible, the forge where we temper our resolve, hone our technologies, and unlock secrets that have whispered to us since the dawn of time. As a lunar expert who spent decades poring over regolith samples and crater maps, I feel the moon's pull not just in data, but in the profound emotion of reconnecting with our celestial sibling, a world that holds the keys to our survival beyond Earth. Consider the Artemis program's relentless march forward. As of mid-2025, NASA has begun processing the core stage for the Artemis II moon rocket at Kennedy Space Center, paving the way for a crewed lunar landing targeted for mid-2027. Artemis II, the first crewed flight around the moon since Apollo, is slated for early 2026, carrying 4 astronauts on a 10-day odyssey that will test Orion's metal and rekindle the awe of orbital vistas. This isn't bureaucracy. It's humanity reclaiming its exploratory spirit, building a sustainable presence at the lunar South Pole, where shadowed craters cradle ancient ice-frozen archives of the solar system's birth. Imagine layers of water ice revealing cosmic impacts, cometary volatiles, and climatic echoes akin to Earth's polar cores, offering insights that could rewrite our understanding of planetary formation and life's origins. Emotionally, it's a bridge to our ancestors, those Apollo pioneers, whose bootprints still etch the sea of tranquility, urging us onward. Yet, urgency pulses through this endeavor like a heartbeat. China's lunar ambitions have accelerated dramatically in 2025, with successful tests of their Lanyu lander, including touchdown and takeoff simulations, propelling them toward a crewed landing before 2030. Following the triumphant Chang'e 6 sample return from the moon's far side earlier this year, they've unveiled breakthroughs in propulsion and habitat tech, aiming for intensive missions like Chang'e 7 in 2026 to probe polar resources. This isn't rivalry for rivalry's sake, it's a catalyst for innovation. If we falter, we risk ceding the high ground literally to a narrative where no trespassing signs, as Congressman Babin warned, are scripted in Mandarin. But oh, the thrill of competition! It stirs the same fire that propelled Apollo, binding nations in shared wonder rather than division. President Trump's evolving stance adds intrigue. While his 2017 directive etched the moon into NASA's DNA, recent speeches emphasize Mars flagging, and his FY26 budget proposes cuts to some Artemis elements amid pushes for commercial vigor. Yet, his big beautiful bill in July 2025 reaffirms crewed lunar missions, accelerating human exploration with fiscal prudence. As an advisor, Musk's Mars zeal may sway him, but Trump's legacy could shine brightest by embracing the moon as Mars' gateway, refining life support, radiation shielding, and in situ resource utilization, ISRU, that splits lunar water into breathable oxygen and propellant. These aren't abstract benefits. They're lifelines for future generations, turning the moon into a self-sustaining outpost where we learn to thrive in the void. Emotionally, returning to the moon tugs at our collective heartstrings. It's reclaiming a dream deferred, inspiring children to gaze upward with hope, not fear. The economic ripple? Billions in spin-offs from advanced batteries to medical tech, echoing Apollo's gifts. Militarily and commercially, it secures strategic assets like helium-3 for fusion energy. But deepest is the soul-stirring truth. The moon is our proving ground, where failure teaches and success soars. Let's not bypass it in haste. Let's embrace it with passion. For in its dusty embrace lies the path to the stars and the enduring legacy of human audacity.